Hey guys, how's it going? I am here at the Olivet United Methodist Church here in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. You may have seen our case study video on our channel. I'll link below, but it's been about 6 months and they've been live streaming on Facebook and having great results. So I brought my label maker so that we can label a few things on the PTZ joystick and make things easier for the volunteers. I'm also going to go ahead and check everything, make sure the graphics card is working properly, check the power settings, make sure the Intel NUC as part of the PTZOptics producer kit is in performance mode. And I'm also going to be doing some color matching of the cameras inside this beautiful church. We're going to do 2 videos here. One is the overall case study looking at the encoder settings, making sure the quality is all good for their setup. And then the second video we'll be looking at how to color match multiple cameras inside a church like this, where sometimes the lighting can be a little yellow. So we'll give you some great tips on how to do that. And then we'll talk about how Olivet United Methodist Church has been doing with their live streaming system. Let's check it out. It's been 6 months since they've had their live streaming system, got them through the Christmas season and Easter and everything. So now what we're going to be looking at here is the technology, and I'm coming in to take a look at a couple things. One is I wanted to check to make sure that their bandwidth was high enough to start streaming to both Facebook and YouTube. And the way that we did that is we just went right to Google and we did something called speed test. We just typed in speed test. And by doing that, we can run a speed test and we can check the download speed and the upload speed that the church has. After doing this test, we found out that the church has roughly 60 megabits of download speed and almost 60 megabits of upload speed. Look at it coming in at about like 55 here. And that means that the church has a really great internet connection, actually really lucky. So you can see here it's about 60 megabits down, 60 megabits up. So what I wanted to do was look at the encoder settings, which is the quality of the bandwidth that they're sending to both Facebook and YouTube. And so we went in and we looked at the encoder settings. I'll bring it up here. And we found that before I changed this, they were streaming at 720p at 1.5 megabits per second. Now the church has a bandwidth pipeline of 60 megabits per second, and they're only using 1.5 of those. So by increasing the bandwidth that they have access to, we're simply increasing the quality of the live stream. So the general rule of thumb is to only use half of the bandwidth that you have available of the pipeline up to YouTube and Facebook for streaming. So they can easily do 4.5, even 6 megabits per second to YouTube and Facebook. So we're going to be testing that out this Sunday, and that will significantly increase the quality of the live stream. It's not as much compression, and it's going to look a lot better. Now the next thing we did is we used a simple label maker to put some labels on the PTZ joystick here to make it easier for the volunteers to determine which camera is which. And then they have a really nice little cheat sheet here showing which preset enables, for example, the pulpit and the lectern, the center of the church from the back, the choir, the pastor, the linguist, the organist, and the center flowers. Now the next thing we did was I just wanted to check on the Windows updates, a couple new things that have come out. One is in power settings, you can set up the computer to be in performance mode. This is not just a computer used for Office and Word and PowerPoint. This is a streaming computer. So we really want to make sure that it's in high performance mode. So we checked that. The other thing that we took a look at is if you go to the advanced power settings, you can take a look at the USB settings. Why would we want to look at the USB settings? Well, our cameras are coming in through 2 USB capture cards. They take SDI from the cameras and they convert it to USB. So Windows has the ability to have a USB selective suspend setting. It's not normally an issue, but I just disabled it, so that'll make sure that it won't try to save power. We want to make sure that those USB 3.0 capture devices have full throughput into the system. So we checked all that, and then the final thing we checked was in vMix. They're using vMix for their live streaming system here. We went to the Performance tab, and I double checked to make sure that their Intel Iris Pro Graphics 580 graphics card was enabled in the Intel NUC Skull Canyon, so that's being used. We have low latency capture set up because they are showing these cameras on large projectors and screens throughout the facility. We also made sure that it is running in high performance mode. So that actually checks off everything on our list. The next video, if you're interested in looking into it, is going to include full test footage of the church here. We're going to color match the cameras so that we can get the exposure correct and the color correction correct to really make this camera live streaming system in the church look beautiful, and you'll be able to download the test footage to take a look. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and we actually have a free download of my new book, Helping Your Church Live Stream, that you can get access to at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.